Imagine that you have the sky turning black and all sorts of other colors. It's turning dark, it's turning shady reddish, and the ground opens up under you, and you go down, 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 down into the depths of that ground to a place where you have to confront what you deny, reject, and hide away from yourself. You're confronting your shadows, and you are becoming very, very aware these shadows are going to just continue to creep up if you don't address them. And so, what can happen because of this is a reawakening. You can find that you gain more wisdom, more knowledge, more higher truths. And that's the gift now. I'm going to be talking about the astrology of November 14th and 13th, starting off with the days in chronological order. So let's talk about November 13th astrology. Now, the first aspect we have going on is the moon in Aries will oppose Lilith in Libra. So, what this means is that our intuitive and instinctual feelings may be at odds with our needs for freedom. We may feel like we want to intuitively do something very, very strong. It's an urge, it's a glimpso, but we also need freedom. We also need sovereignty. We also need to feel liberated and fully allowed to be our authentic selves. And so this is where this sort of conflict can come into place. There's this, ping pong match where one person's over here, the other person's over there. And it's a battle and they're breaking apart. It's like you're taking a rubber band and you're just stretching it. And so this is where we have division and separation in oppositions. The high road is when we look at the balancing act of our instinctual feelings, what we crave on an emotional level, and our desires for freedom. This can also bring about unresolved anger. So if there's any anger that is not taken care of, not addressed, not put the bow on it, put the tie in it to complete it, the anger can come about at this time. It can rise to the surface for you to address. In certain people, in certain situations, in certain places, this anger can certainly come about where you need to address it and just let it be what it is. Um, Now's the time to resolve that anger. There may be insecurities and jealousies that may be compelling your actions. You may be feeling insecure about something or things in your life, not feeling like you have enough, etc., or jealous of other people who you don't think that they should have more than what you have, and you don't think that they should have all these things. My example is there's somebody that I follow online who practically has more Oracle decks than anyone else on the planet. And it's so easy to compare myself to this person. In reality, it's her job to review Oracle decks. And I look at my small connection of now 28 decks. By the end of next week, I'm going to have 33 decks. But it's just this caloose and this feeling of lack that can come about when it comes to the things that you have, feeling jealous of people who have more than that. So it's very, very important to make sure that you're acting from your intuition, not reacting impulsively or emotionally. So forget about the impulses and emotion. What is your inner guides? What is your intuition clearly telling you and advocating for you to embody? What is your intuition saying that you should do in your life? what path you should go down, etc. Go down that path. Follow and trust your intuition that it will not lead you astray. There's this conflict here between emotional security and your emotional, perhaps sexual desires. These two things may be at odds now. So, emotional security, your emotional desires, there's a conflict where there's a disjointed union or a disunion, a disharmony between these two things. And so we need to look at making ourselves emotionally secure by fulfilling our emotional desires. It's very interesting when these two things are separate, split apart, but we want to merge them together. That's what we ultimately want to do. This is a time to face what lies beneath the surface, to go below the surface of things and to find what is buried beneath that surface that we need to address. The true gold, the true jewels, the true alongshides, the true everything that is below the surface. This brings about a conflict from confrontation versus comfort versus brushing things under the rug and keeping the peace, or actually having actual peace by dishing out what needs to be dished out, having the necessary conflict in order for there to be a resolve, a resolution, and for there to be true peace and harmony. Conflict is necessary. I'm sure that nobody likes conflict, but it's a necessary part of how we get to feelings of peace and harmony. So it is necessary. And so we may have unconscious motivations that may come to the surface, and there may be unmet needs that may need to be met, may need to be fulfilled. Those needs may need to be addressed and alongside. That's what the needs need to be. And so we can look at our emotions under the surface as well. Now, another aspect going on is that we have the moon coming into a very, very helpful sextile with Jupiter. So this helpful sextile is all about optimism and generosity. So these two things are very big themes. Now, idealism is another big theme. There's an ease in sharing our feelings that we can find as well. We're more open, we're more honest about our feelings. This can also create a heightened intuition. It can just raise the volume knob on our intuition at a very, very high level. We have more signs and cues from our intuition. Go over there, do this, do that. The lung shited, all of these types of things become very, very apparent when we consult our inner intuition, when we go there, when we, can really feel that very strong visceral urge to make a change, to do something different, to make whatever thing happen the way that it needs to. And so you may be feeling more cheery, you may be feeling more emotionally honest as well. This is a time to be emotionally honest, emotionally real, and open about your feelings. This is also about opening up to influential people who can help you succeed. There may be people entering into your life that may be wanting to help you grow, to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So allow those people in to support you and guide you on your path to success. And if you do this at this time, your endeavors will pay off in positive ways. You may have feelings for social trends that may come about now, so aligning yourself to that may be the way to go. You may become more popular, which means that you can captivate a broader audience now. You can attract more people, that you're gaining more of a following in your life or on social media. You may be feeling overly expansive. You may want to overgive, give so much because you're feeling so generous and so abundant. But then you're overdoing the giving. You're overindulging in such pleasures and, activities that you find pleasurable. And you also make promises like, I can do this, I can definitely do this. But once this aspect passes, you're going to realize that all that, you've inflated your hope and optimism, and it just is like a mountain of air, basically. It holds no weight, it holds no boundary, it holds no solid structure, and you've created a mountain of air, an air made of intangible materials that you now have to face the repercussions and consequences with, admitting to yourself and others that, you know what, I promised this and I can't fulfill this promise. So it's much better to be as realistic as you can at this time when it comes to making promises that you can live up to and complete. It's very, very important to be honest at this time. It's also good to get grounded and choose to face reality head on. So be grounded, do things that ground you, but also face reality. Come face to face with reality and live in reality. Don't deny or push it away or crawl into a ball on the sandy beach. Really accept and live life with full acceptance and full movement throttles to reality. And you'll find that if you do this, things will work out a lot better as opposed to just escaping to a fantasy land, which isn't what life actually is. What living on the 3D plane of existence actually is. Self-care is very, very important now. So anything that you do that aligns with your needs and values in the self-care range and rattles will go well for you now. So it is many different types of self-care activities that you can surround yourself with. That's an opportunity to unjute them into your life. There may be a more philosophical and progressive outlook on life that you may find as well, so that's important to know. And there may be a warm feeling that you carry out with into the world, that you carry out with into the world. Another aspect going on today is that the Mercury planet will sextile Black Moon Lilith. And so what this means is that our innovative ideas can really get the harkens the harpens up the thing to thing. And our rebellious nature can sort of come into the players off things. And so we're feeling more original. We want to be creative. We want to think of new solutions, new ideas for doing things. Also feeling very rebellious, wanting to rebel against the status quo and all that kind of thing. Know that other people will respect you being honest if you were to be honest right now. This is a time for deeper understanding and communication. Really, really digging deep within your mind, within yourself, to find what is the information that is in my subconscious that I need to bring into my conscious mind in order to heal and to fully express. And so bringing those things up, really speaking to what is hidden, but the real truths of things, really farewell now. And so this is about expressing hidden emotions more clearly. The mind can also become very intuitive now. Your mind can become more intuitive. This is about communicating the deeper things in life, really having deep communication, not shallow, you're not skimming the surface, you're going very, very deep with your communication. It's also a good idea to embrace your authentic self without fear or judgment, without rejection, without pushing it away, without criticizing it. Um, really, being your true authentic self. You're having empowering thoughts and ideas that can come about for you now at this time if you're open to these things, if you're open to the ideas that can, muckle about. And these things can be very good and adjust things for you. So, um, really having your very empowering thoughts and ideas can prove well at this time. This is also about navigating challenging topics with ease and grace. So going through these things with grace, with ease, with voluptuosity. Now I did pull a couple cards today. I'm using the Mystical Healing Oracle. And the first card that I chose for November 13th is the card Temper Your Criticism. The artwork on these cards are really, really neat. Temper your criticism. So this talks about not criticizing so easily, not just when you see something, don't just judge it immediately. Don't look at all the flaws of something before you look at all the good advantages of what this thing has. This is truly about allowing people to be who they are, be their authentic selves, accepting them and liking them for who they are. It's important to think what you're about to say before you say it, to really consider, is this the right thing to say? And, to really mull and buckle on that before you, just say the criticism, say the truth that is on your mind. Before you speak your truth, consider, is this kind to do? You block your sensitivity and intuition for yourself, for others, when you are really, really critical of yourself and others. Then that intuition gets distorted at this time. If you're critical to yourself, use life, your life force energy will be depleted. Um, it will be depleted, shut down, and you block access to pathways of higher knowledge. So this is about, instead of judging things or people or situations, choose to see the good in things. What is good about this person? What is good about the situation? Name it out loud. You can write down all the positive things in the situation, but before you just judge it immediately, retrain your mind, retrain your thinking processes to say positive things. Note positive things in your life. This is very, very important. No matter all of the impurities, no matter all of the damage that you've done in your life, I've done a lot of damage in my life. There's still room for optimistic positives that you can find in your own experience. So it's also important to see the beauty that is within yourself and that other people embody. So seeing their beauty, opening up to their beauty, accepting yourself and others for who they are. This is what this is about. Let's move on to November 14th. The very first aspect we have going on is that we have the moon coming to a square with Pluto at the very end of Capricorn. So the moon is in the moon is, how does this configure out? Anjata, unveil, Anjata. Moon square Pluto. This is an aspect that is going on. What does this mean? It means that there is a need to be powerful and to control instead of going with the flow. This is what this is about. Any Moon Square Pluto aspect talks about this kind of thing like this. It really talks about this sort of green adventuring of what it really is all about. So when we think about the Moon Square Pluto, what are we thinking about? But voluptuousity. That's what we're really considering when it comes to opening up to certain ways of doing things that can be very pollution for us to consider now that we can be the one that considers, yeah, luck, love, lust, find, luck, love, lust, find, luck, love, lust, find, love, lust, luck, find, love, lux, find, love, love, lust, find the love, love, oh, this is ridiculous. Love, love, lust, find the love, lust, love, love, lust, find the love, lust. Come on, Gagetto, Gagini, Gassetto, Kaluni, Kalemst, Demst, Kadavalu, Cum, Dubst, Great, Ouch, Thumps, Edibeline, Plumps, LT, Clumps, A, Deenie, Lumps, Dingalingaling, Dingalingaling, Dingalingalinga, Dingadingaling, Dingalingaling, Dingaling. Of course, the moon squares Pluto. It does square Pluto. All right. So, what does this mean when the moon is square Pluto? Well, this talks about the need to be powerful and to control instead of going with the flow. You're feeling more powerful. You're feeling the need to be in control instead of just surrendering to the flow of life. That's how you feel now. It's very, very important now to sit with your feelings instead of running away from them or repressing them. Really, really being present with your emotions. This is very, very important to cultivate now. How have in the past of your life, how have your uncontrolled impulses led you to your destruction and downfall? How have they led to your backfiring of your goals not getting committed, not not getting um desire free? How have these uncontrolled impulses not served you, basically? So this talks about, this really goes into talking about confronting painful truths. What are the painful truths that you have to come face to face with in your life? Confront these things, become very agile to vigil about these things in your life, and really look at them head on. Choose to face reality, choose to face the truth of things, and surrender to that truth. It is very, very important now to dig deep into the roots of the earth. To really, really, if you're planting a garden, don't go the shallow way, go the deep way. Really dig your heels in. Maybe you're in your psyche one moment and then you are dealing with intense emotions that come out of nowhere, at another time, at another moment. So this may be very, something that you may be, really considering. So, um, these emotions can really just knock you in the head if you're not careful. So be mindful of that. This creates also fear of abandonment and control issues in your life and relationships. You may take two steps forward, one step back. This is how the unlinear process of healing and evolution goes. This is a time to be more emotionally secure and integrate whatever you need to integrate into your system, into whatever you need to integrate into your body. Now it's time to fully integrate these things. It's very critical that this is what happens at this time. This is good for becoming more emotionally strong and resilient also. So, embodying these types of qualities can really, serve you for your highest good at this time. So being strong and resilient in emotional ways can really do you very well at this time. Are you open and willing to be vulnerable? Or are you not willing to be vulnerable? Whatever helps you to be vulnerable, this is the time to be vulnerable. This is the time to take risks and live fully. This also talks about transforming to create a more authentic and empowered version of who you are. So doing whatever you can to make to form more authentic, empowering versions of who you are. This also talks about experiencing conflicts with another. It's also with this about like going through the process of actually having the conflict with another person. You may form deeper, more authentic connections at this time. The end result is worth it when it comes to cleaning out whatever you need to clean out. It may be dirty, it may be messy, but when you actually do the process of cleaning that out, you'll find that you have more space and energy for new things and you feel refreshed, organized, and genuinely positive. So anyone who triggers your fears and insecurities, that you must go up with them now, that they must go up with you now. So go up with these people, basically. I didn't say grow up, I said go up with these people. Because they can help you face whatever you need to face and heal whatever needs healing. This is about peeling back the layers of your life. Now, another aspect we have going on is that we have the moon trine with Venus. So the moon is in Taurus at this point, Venus is in early Capricorn. So this is an earth trine, which translates to giving to others, emotionally connecting with others in practical ways. So this talks about an attracting energy. You're attracting people towards you like moths to a flame. This talks about completing tasks at hand with care and patience. This is also what this is about um, as well. This is good for surrounding yourself with the beautiful things in your life, the beauty in your life, surrounding yourself with love, um, and any environment that uplifts you on a spiritual level, not pulls down your energy, not depletes you, feeling energyless, or not energetic, whatever uplifts you, inspires you, makes you feel peaceful and content, move towards that now. Put yourself in those environments, those healthy environments for your soul. So consider your soul health at this time. What you need to do for your soul's health and benefit. So it's good to open your heart to new possibilities now. This is also good for deepening romantic connections at this time. And this talks about connecting with others in emotional ways. Now, another aspect we have going on is the moon will square Mars. So you're gonna find that relationships may be damaged if you become overly aggressive. Underlying frustrations and challenges and tensions may bubble to the surface. You may be feeling irritable, you may be feeling very annoyed, you may be feeling angry all of a sudden. And so it's very important to A, assert yourself without being aggressive, and B, don't manipulate others in order to prove your point, in order to get what you desire. So be mindful of if you are just genuinely asking or you're manipulating other people. And so exercise, running, skipping, hopping, tai chi, whatever it is, can release pent up feelings, can release those emotions. Maybe what you can do is you can literally take your hands and you can just shake your body, release the feelings and release the energy and the drama from your life. Um, and so what you can do is you can slow down and process your emotions um, first before just reacting to them. And so, there's deeper understanding, there's a deeper lesson, there's a deeper meaning within conflicts that you have to be willing to approach conflicts with an open-hearted type of way, and the willingness to go into this conflict in order to get a more peaceful result at the end of it. The storm comes before the rain kind of thing. So it's important to reflect on your feelings and calmly respond to them. This is very, very important to sit with your feelings, to meditate on your feelings, and to respond with them in grounded ways. You may be feeling more accident prone at this time, so be mindful of that. And then an activity that grounds you and brings to at a state of inner balance are key now. So it's important to communicate your feelings with an open heart. Very important now. So the final aspect that I'm going to talk about is the moon is going to sextile Saturn at this point. So this talks about caring through others through practical acts, whatever it is, making the meal, doing the dishes, setting up the bookshelf, building and renovating that desk. Whatever are the practical material things that you could do that show that you really value and care about other people. This is about building solid foundations beneath your feet that are stable foundations. What are the foundations you need to create in your life? This is also good for helping other people because you have a greater sense of loyalty to them. You're loyal, that you're devoted, that you're committed to them, and you feel more responsible to them. So putting your responsibility more to them and being more responsible is the advice here. The other thing is to preserve memories, to look through the memories and preserve them. Outdoor memories, past day memories, whatever the memories are, now's the time to look at them and reflect on those memories. Your emotions and your duties come into greater balance right now in your life, come into greater harmony. So this can really fare you well. So your emotional needs and the duties that you need to commit to and act upon are coming into a balance. Reliability and emotional maturity are also themes of this time. So it's good to grow yourself and make yourself more emotionally secure, mature. So the card that I pulled for this day is card number 14, Focus on Higher Truth. I got this one previously in a past um, update. So focus on higher truths. So looking at the experiences that you have in life, the encounters that you have, looking at what is the greater depth of this? What is the higher meaning of this? What is the point in all of this? What is this trying to teach me? Not getting caught in the minutiae of things, really, really getting out of the minutia. Seeing the bigger picture of things, seeing the greater elephant instead of just one part of it. So, what is the lesson of what you're experiencing, and learn that lesson, whatever it may be. It's important to develop a student-like mind, and asking big questions, big philosophical questions, and be willing to seek those answers, be willing to seek spiritual wisdom. This is what this is about. All right, everybody, that is your astrology update for November 13th and 14th. Thank you for watching. You can like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell on your way out of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.